So this morning I came out and I showed you all the plants that the frost had gotten. We got our first frost this morning. And what I want to do now, before it gets too late, is go ahead and bring the plants in the house, which I should have done before the frost. And I think I said this morning, I don't want to use the term lazy, I just didn't do it. And the note I want to make is from here on out, come mid-October, I will just bring all my outdoor potted plants that I want to overwinter inside. Well, I want to show you first off what they look like. It's been a day, and show you how the plants have wilted, but then I just want to kind of show you some of my techniques for moving plants. These are the elephant ears, and they're not happy campers. I don't know what else to say. I really feel like they're going to grow out of this. I mean, I feel like they're going to lose like most of their foliage, but I think they're going to be okay. This is my Stewartia pseudocamelia, but just check out this. This is like the definition of exfoliating bark. I saw this morning. I thought it was so cool. And again, look at that nice flare at the ground, but I'm not even going to pull at it. You know, you got the top layer's got this like grayish color, then you got the brown in there, and then there's some white. I don't even know where that comes from. That's pretty cool. The Impatiens here, they got spanked pretty bad. Again, I can't lie, I should have had these inside, but I just want you to notice how all the foliage that would have been on the top of the plant is shriveled, but once you get into the plant, you see how the foliage, it literally protected itself from the frost. So as long as I get these in tonight before we get a heavy frost, and then this guy, which I always get wrong, Farfugium, japonicum, looks tropical, looks like it's doing okay. I'm sure it's gonna lose some leaves as well, but it'll be fine. I'm not sure if that's a Christmas cactus or an Easter cactus, but I think that's going to be perfectly fine too. Now we're in the back of the house, and again, I really don't know why, but this one begonia looks like it has no frost damage whatsoever. And then this begonia, you see how the leaves just wilted. The begonias and the Impatiens, the leaves have a lot of water in them, and I think the water just freezes. But I think they kind of protect themselves, because in here, they're perfectly fine. I was doing this little project with the Impatiens, so I cut these about 3 or 4 weeks ago and put them in water, and I wanted to show everybody that they took root. If you want to root Impatiens, I'll bring them inside, but they may have been whacked. What I'll do to move these around is I'll use this hand truck, and this is just like a Home Depot, Lowe's hand truck, nothing fancy. The one mod I did is ever since I got it, these tires have always leaked. So what I did do maybe a year or two ago was just replace or actually put tubes in the tires, because I got sick of having to put air in the tires every time I used it. So now, they hold air, the air doesn't slowly leak out, and I like that. And then what I do is I have this little strap. So I'll put this strap around here, I'll show you in a minute, put it around the pot. And if you anchor the heavy pots to the cart, then you can just put your foot on the cart, rock it back, and it'll, the plant will come up. And it's really not a big deal to move them, except if you start trying to go up steps. This cart is, the tires will get stuck on steps, so sometimes I'll use ramps if I need to. You can stack a couple 2x4s in front of it. If it's just one step, put a couple 2x4s there to make the step smaller. Get somebody else to help you, obviously, but we don't always have someone with us. But the secret is also try not to You know, don't water them for a day or two before you move them, so the soil is lighter. That's another little trick to bring in heavy stuff like this inside. I use this wagon for moving some of the smaller pots. That way I can pick them up, put them in the wagon, get them a little bit higher off the ground so I'm not bending over as much. And you have to be careful when you're moving pots like this size, because if you pick up a pot and walk it like 40 feet, sometimes you can screw your back up that way too. You have to make sure to squeeze your abs. I mean, squeeze your abs when lifting, because it's supposed to help somehow, but you just got to be careful, because more than once in life I've picked something up like that, or a plant at a job, and walked too far with it and ended up screwing my back. So just be careful. All right, folks, so since we're messing with elephant ears, we're wearing gloves, because remember that sap is really, it burns if it gets on you. So let's see what we can do here. So what I'll do is I'll tilt the pot back a little bit, slide the cart under, get the pot as close to the cart as I can, and then we go ahead and hook the strap around here. And then what we want to do is we want to get this high on the pot and then just cinch it up. And then make sure you tuck whatever excess strap there is, so you don't end up tripping it or catching the wheels of the cart. But once you do that, you should be able to just put your leg or your foot on the axle of the cart, lean it back, and you're good to go. And then just think ahead, you know, before you start putting stuff down. Try to have a plan, so you know, move it once is the general idea, and then you can just uncinch the strap. And slide her out. With two people, this would be a pretty straightforward job, because you could have one person, you know, just rock that pot back. You just need to get it like a ½ inch off the ground to slide the cart on top and under. And then the second person is also kind of handy if you're going up the stairs to give a little more oomph. In the future, I will make sure mid-October, bring them inside, even if there's no sign of frost on the horizon. I like this little wagon because I've tried using a wheelbarrow to move these things around in, and the wheelbarrow, the bottom of the wheelbarrow is on a slant, so the plants can be kind of tipsy. But with this little wagon, they seem to do okay. I can only do 2 at a time, but they seem to do okay. And with these guys, the big thing with plants like this, and I can't give a seminar on how to lift, but you're not supposed to bend over to lift. Bend your knees, use your thighs. And the most important part is, if you need to turn your whole body. See how you turn your whole body very slowly? Do not twist your body when lifting a heavy object. That is very important. What I've been trying to do is just rock them back and forth before I pick them up, just in case there's any roots growing through the pot into the ground, so I don't get a surprise when I go to pick it up. All right, we are going to squeeze the abs, bend the knees, keep the weight close to our chest, and don't twist. There we go. Folks, I can't make this stuff up. There is a high school nearby here, and they must have some kind of football game or something, but I'm here in John Cougar Mellencamp playing Little Pink Houses. All right, folks, so the temperature inside is 50 degrees, outside it's 43.5. I have no doubt we are going to get a heavy frost tonight. There's no clouds out there, and it's getting chilly. So I'm glad I got my plants in, even if it is a day late. Why is my camera focusing on my shirt? Focus here. All right, folks, so I just messed with some camera settings, so hopefully my face is in focus. If not, I will do my best to do better tomorrow. But we got all the plants inside. Better late than never, right? Anything more about overwintering plants? You know, sometimes if you leave stuff outside in pots, if it's stuff that can survive the winter, you need to insulate the pot. I had one customer, we did some hinoki cypresses by their pool, and every fall I would put like 6 inches of hay around the pot, and then I would put some shrink wrap around that to make sure the freeze-thaw cycles weren't that extreme. In hindsight, probably would just do annuals in the same situation now that I know what I know. But just try to bring your stuff in before the freeze, not after. I think that's what we all learned today. So take care, folks, and I will see you soon. Folks, this is a Hydrangea anomala petiolaris, a climbing hydrangea. So it's a hydrangea. It's in the same family as like your Nico blue hydrangea, all those hydrangeas you see around the mansions in Newport. But it actually climbs. It'll stick to things, and then midsummer has some real nice flowers. I believe this one flowers on the previous season's wood, so don't get too carried away pruning. The other thing about climbing hydrangeas, it can tolerate shade. This is definitely a shady spot.